What's going on, everybody? Farley here to do a comic review. It's a comic that I heard a lot about, but until now had never read. So I'm a little late to the party on this, but at least I showed up because this thing is awesome. So I'm talking about Lock and Key. Now, this is the Master Edition that came out in 2016, I believe. It contains the first two story arcs, Welcome to Lovecraft and Head Games. And before I get into the story and the art, I just wanted to just look at this book, how beautiful it's put together. Hardbound, this leather-like, I don't know what exactly it is, paper, I guess, but made to look like leather-bound edition. But this is absolutely beautiful. Love the art on the front and the back. That's Key House, which we'll get into here in a second. But so written by Joe Hill and illustrated by Gabriel Rodriguez. All right, so before I get started on my review, just a brief summary of the story so far. Don't worry, I'm not going to include any spoilers for anyone who hasn't read it yet. So basically, the story starts out with this family. It is a husband and wife and their three children. And there's a home invasion, and the father's killed. And so the family, the mother and the three children, move in with their uncle, their dad's brother, in Massachusetts in a town called Lovecraft, like the shout out to HP there. But so they move in with their uncle into this house, and they start discovering that there's keys that have different abilities, magical abilities, throughout the house. So the youngest of the three children, Bo, discovers the first key. He also discovers the evil presence in the well house that wants the keys. So that's as much as the story I'm going to give you. So my review. First off, the storyline I thought is absolutely awesome. It's fresh. It's new. One of the concerns I had when I first looked at Lock and Key was because it was a story that mostly revolved around the three children, that it would kind of be like more of a children's or a young teen story, but it's not. It's an adult story, and it's very well told. Like I say, I think that there's elements in here of both suspense and horror that have not been done before, and so I think it's very well written. And the artwork, I think, not only sets the atmosphere for the book, but I think it's beautiful. There's some awesome splash pages in here, and I have no complaints whatsoever about the story or the art, except for one little thing. In Head Games, the second story arc, there's different keys that do different things, and Bode, the young one, the youngest one, discovers that there's one key that has the power to unlock your head. And when you unlock your head, you can add stuff in or take stuff out. And then once you close your head, you either retain the new information that's put in or you forget whatever was taken out. I don't know. That's a little far-fetched for me, but otherwise I have no complaints. And maybe it's something I don't know how important that part is to the rest of the story. I do know it's very, very important in the second story, or the second story arc, but I don't know how important that is to the rest of the story, which I plan on continuing to read this series until I get to its completion. So, because of that, the key that opens the head, I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5. It would have got 5, but that's the head thing. I don't know. It's just way too odd for me, and it just, I don't know. It seems forced to fit the story, but it's not a huge deal. Like I say, I still give it 4.5 out of 5. And yeah, I intend on reading the rest of the series. I don't know if I'll continue to get the master editions. They're a little bit pricey, but definitely either some trades or single issues and continue the series. But definitely recommend it, especially if you're fans of horror and suspense. So that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. And like I say, if you haven't read it, I hope you'll give it a chance. Farley out.